Hi there, this is Penelope and this is a short video for FS3128 on class limits on boundaries for your topic on statistics. So first up we look at some definitions and then we'll look at some examples. Now some of you are having difficulty distinguishing between class limits and class boundaries. For a class limit there are two. For each of the classes there are two. The lower class limit is the smallest data value that will go into that class, and the upper class limit is the largest that will go into it. The class boundaries are the halfway points that separate these classes. So the lower class boundary of a given class you find by averaging the upper of the previous and the lower of the one that you're working with. And similarly, the upper class boundary of a given class is obtained by finding the average of the upper limit of that class and the lower limit of the next class. Now, in this video, in this table, I've put down class marks. These are the numbers that you're going to enter into your calculator if you need to find something with this data. They're the midpoint of each of the classes, and you find them by averaging the limits. So here's an example. We've got some data, we've got the classes already set up, and we've got the numbers in each of them. So first up, let's look for the class limits. And for the first class, the bottom limit will be 180 and the top limit will be 199, and so on. Okay, so those are the limits. Now the boundaries are the numbers which force our data into there. So they'll be a little bit less than 180, which will be 179.5, and a little bit more than 199. Now the next one would be 199.5 and 219.5, because if it's less than that, it'll force it into this group. 219.5, so if it's more than that, it'll get forced into this third group until it's less than 239.5. If it's more than 239.5, it'll get forced into the next group, provided it's under 259.5. Now if we're looking for the middle, so that we enter this data in our calculators, the middle would be for the first group 189.5. Use your calculators. 209.5, 229.5, 249.5. Now it's in this particular table, it's asking you for the class size, which would be seen as 20. All of them are the same. So it's from here is giving you that data, that number. A second example is really no different from the first. The class limits are as published in the table there. Now the boundaries are a little bit less and a little bit more than each of those. So 9.55 and 14.55, so it's a little bit more. A little bit less than 14.6 would be 14.55. A little bit more than 24.5 would be 24.55. A little bit less than 24.6 would be 24.55, and a little bit more than 44.5 would be 44.55. These are just the rounding bits that make it go up or down. The next one, a little bit less than 44.6 would be 44.55. Anything more than that will force it into this group, and anything less than 54.55 will force it into that group. Now if we need to take for some reason the middle mark, it would be 1205, 1955, 2955 and 4955. Now our class size that's coming from this column into here. So for the first one, the difference between 9.55 and 12.05, sorry, and 14.55 is 5. The difference between 14.55 and 24.55 is 10, and so on. The next one would be 20, and the next one would be 10.